Is the Honda Civic Type R really worth the exorbitant price that people, even on the used market, are asking for it? The answer is yes. Here's why. My name's Tom, and you're watching Paragon Cars. Let's go. You see, whilst for daily driving, the Civic Type R might not necessarily be the best car in the world, especially on roads like this. Oh, my back. When it comes to the twistier roads, there are few cars that beat this. 330 horsepower, 420 newton meters of torque. This car absolutely flies around the corners. The capabilities of this chassis are immense. There's no car like it really. When it comes to front wheel drive, the Honda Civic Type R is just the best there is. And that's not just fanboyism. The engineering that has gone into this chassis is frankly mind-boggling. The suspension is totally unique. This is a dual-axis McPherson strut. So it's not double wishbone, and it's not just a regular strut. It's kind of a hybrid of both. But what it does is phenomenal. I can't even put it into words how good and tight the front end of this car feels. The steering is phenomenal, absolutely sublime. The engine, it's just sweet as can be. Auto rev match downshift, you come round corners and you look down at the speedo and it just boggles your mind how fast this car is. Absolutely bonkers. But how fast is it really? Let's do a 30 to 70 sprint and see if the Honda Civic Type R can beat some rather spicy cars on our leaderboard. Scores on the doors then. The 2024 Honda Civic Type R did a time of just 4.36 seconds. Now, some of you might be looking at this leaderboard thinking, that's not as fast as an Audi S3 or even a Golf R. But remember, this car is a manual. And if you look closer at the graph, you can see that I'm losing about 0.3 of a second when I'm changing gear. So if this was an automatic gearbox, this would do 4 seconds flat. That is some serious pace. So who's this car for? Well, it's for the enthusiast. It's like when you go to Porsche and you say you want a GT3. You're only buying that car because you want something that is just phenomenally good to drive. You don't care about how loud it is inside. Talking about how loud it is inside, this car is well over 70 decibels on the motorway. It's one of the louder cars we've had, but that's because there's not a lot of sound deadening. It only weighs 1.4 tons, and that's pretty good for a car of this size. But yeah, back to comfort. Even whacking this thing in its most comfortable setting, the dampers soften up, the steering becomes a little bit lighter, still really direct and nice in the hands. But it's just not... It doesn't have, obviously, Audi S3 levels of comfort and quietness. But then the Audi S3 is nowhere near as good on a B road. Even driving this thing around in comfort mode, it just feels so tight, so new. It just feels new, fresh. And it feels like I could just do lap after lap after lap after lap of a track and it just wouldn't complain. And let's talk about the gear shift, because the gear shift in this, you've got auto rev matching, and the throw is just, it's so good. Metal gear knob, it's a nice short shift, and it feels so mechanical and sturdy. And the engine, K-Series engine, K20C1 is the model code, and it just has... It's not the best sounding car in the world, but it has a thrum to it, an energy that it's hard to explain. Like, even low down in the rev range at 1800 revs, you put your foot down and there's a tiny bit of lag, but then it just goes. It just absolutely flies. Even if you're in the wrong gear all the time, it's still a quick car. Like, just planting your foot in fourth, it just builds boost. It's almost like the EA AAA in the Audi S3, actually. It just has performance everywhere in the rev band, but then it has this really unique ability to have torque low down, but then so much power at the top end. It has this top end rush that you only really get in naturally aspirated cars. Like, if I downshift a second and just plant my foot, it just keeps on going. It is as if Porsche had made a hot hatch, because the second you put this thing in its sportiest setting, it just... I mean, the diff, it's not anything that special, but it's everything around this car that just makes it feel so alive. The gear shift, the weight of the steering, that trick suspension, all means you can come out of corners like that and you can just wring it by its neck. But I can feel every single minute imperfection in the road. I can almost taste it with my hands. I feel like my hands are literally guiding the front wheels, as if there's no steering wheel at all. I'm actually just running on all fours. That's what it's like. Like, coming into corners like this, I know exactly how much grip I've got. I know exactly what the car's going to do. And it means you can really push it around corners and have quite a lot of fun. There's a lot of lift-off oversteer. Obviously, most Civic Type Rs have had that in the past, but the way this car does it, it's just... If you keep your foot planted, there's no understeer, it just goes around the corner. If you lift off, you get a touch of lift-off oversteer, but you just glide round corners in a way that you just don't in other hot hatches. The Golf GTI, fantastic car, but it just doesn't have the tightness, the finesse, the connection to the road that this car has. This really is the GT3 of front-wheel drive hot hatches. But driving it round town, could you actually live with it as a daily? Yes, of course you can. It's obviously not the best car in the world, as I've said, but it's still just about good enough, I would say. But there are some things that do genuinely annoy me, and this is only really because it's a newer car. One is turning off the speed warning. You have to go through a plethora of menus to get it turned off, and you have to be standing still to do it. So you can't even do it whilst you're on the move. And then things like the lane assist, it's very intrusive in this. The safety systems are way over the top in this car. But then you put your foot down, you change gear, you steer it around the corner, and you just kind of forget all about that because it's just so good. It's unbelievably good. So if you're looking for a very raw hot hatch experience, to be honest, there really isn't anything that does it better than the Civic Type R. The way this thing goes down a B road and the way it feels when you're going down a B road, there's few cars like it, to be honest. It is truly a masterpiece of engineering, and honestly, well worth the money people are asking for it. Anyway, as always, I hope you enjoy content like this. If you did, give us a like, and why not subscribe? There's not only can you see more content like this, you can see everything we have for sale, which unfortunately today doesn't include this absolutely gorgeous car. Anyway, as always, my name has been Tom, and you have been watching Paragon Cars. I'll see you next time. Cheers.